It was just crazy. I mean, the rebels had no conscience. They just call you out of your home, tell you to put your hand either on a wooden mortar or at the side of a tree, and they just cut it off like that.
What was the reason?
It was just madness. Maybe they were under the influence of drugs. I mean, yeah. We cannot give any concrete reason. They wanted us to support them in their endeavor, and we wanted democracy, and we turned out to be their enemies. Yeah.
So they were angry with you?
They were angry. Yeah, they needed our support, and we did not give it to them. Yeah, they were just angry, and they grew crazy, did all sorts of things, unimaginable things, raped our women, stole our properties, burnt our houses, amputated us, but still, we did not relent. Yeah.
People throughout the region and beyond were absolutely appalled by what they saw, which was captured on television, news crews and so on, and a real sense of horror at what was happening in this country. The United Nations itself at that point was very concerned about the deteriorating situation in this country and other parts of Africa. We'd lived through the horrors of Rwanda and Somalia. Was Sierra Leone to be yet another case of failed international support?
A peace agreement signed in Lomé, Togo, requested the UN to oversee the peace process, and the UN established UNAMCIL in October 1999. A Nigerian-led force of West African countries called ECOMOG had been fighting for months to protect Sierra Leone before the UN was asked to send troops.
There was confusion as to what was the real intention of the Security Council. Was it essentially a peacekeeping force, or was it a force which can take enforcement action? It was never clear. They would even announce publicly in our radio that we're not here to fight. Now, if you say you are not here to fight, what message are you giving to the RUF? Then they say, okay, this is a cakewalk. You know, we can take them on, and then we can. That was one of the things which I felt was very wrong, and this is what Brahimi in his report called attention to, that if you cannot do the job, don't go.
In May 2000, RUF took advantage of the weakness of UN troops and ECOMOG's departure to launch a last-ditch attempt to gain control. The rebels stole UN weapons, trucks, and even armored personnel carriers during the attacks. UN personnel were taken hostage in the rebel stronghold areas at the center of the country. It took the rapid dispatch of British soldiers into the country and the deployment of a strong UN Indian contingent to dispel the RUF and to rescue the hostages. It must be remembered that Sierra Leone had been a colony of Great Britain until its independence in 1960.
At that phase, UNAMCIL looked extremely weak and became a point of derision in the country. I mean, people make all kinds of fun, you know, about UNAMCIL. The people laughed at them. And you could see, and that's why when the British came in with a very small force, it's a very small task force, but showed readiness to use force, they changed the whole thing, because these people are not, the rebels are not crazy. Once they confronted the British contingent and they were fired on and they know they were serious, they took them seriously.
After the crisis, instead of walking away, the UN reorganized the entire leadership command for UNAMCIL, and the Security Council authorized a robust troop strength of 17,500 soldiers, the largest troop deployment at the time.
I think there are many lessons to be learned from Sierra Leone, but one of which is that when things go bad, don't walk away. It was very important in May 2000 when things really turned nasty and when there were lots of doubts that actually the Security Council said this shall not pass and reinforced the mandate, gave additional means, and I think that was a turning point.
Demobilization, disarmament, and reintegration, or DDR, is a process by which ex-combatants are gathered in camps to demobilize from the military, turn in their weapons, and prepare for skills training to enter a civilian profession. Over 70,000 ex-combatants have been demobilized and disarmed, and over 40,000 weapons and 5 million pieces of artillery have been destroyed.